Did you know the majority of the Tenchu games were censored in Europe, and not because of the gory violence? The PS1 games, the PS2 games, including the Xbox's Return From Darkness, which is a port of Wrath of Heaven, and then the PSP's Time of Assassins are yet another example of censorship due to the UK's balmy restrictions on ninja related material. These guidelines censored weapons such as nunchucks and shuriken due to the weaponry being added to British gangs' arsenals, following the rise in popularity of martial arts movies and the like. This is thankfully a thing of the past nowadays, however it would for a long time affect media in not just the UK but the whole of Europe, due to publishers not wanting to create multiple versions. Tenchu is a series that completely revolves around being a ninja, and of course this led to it being censored. The series-wide shuriken weapons were renamed and remodeled for PAL versions, all the way up until the mentioned Time of Assassins game. All of the weapons' appearances were changed to resembling some kind of throwing knife, instead of the traditional star-shaped tool. Name-wise, they were first renamed to Crimson Blades, then simply Knife, followed again by Crimson Blades, and then finally Kunai for the last two titles. They even had to modify their appearance seen after being thrown, as demonstrated here. Also, dialogue was altered to reflect the change.
You must master the tools of the ninja. Pick up the shurikens and select them. You must master the tools of the ninja. Pick up the knives and select them.
Now, I did say that this change wasn't to do with the series at times particularly violent gameplay, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't also changes made to the gore. The first title was indexed on the less severe Index A list in Germany, due to all of the bloody killing. This basically means it is illegal to advertise the game or sell physical copies openly, and so they must be sold under the counter. If buying the game online, proof is needed that the buyer is of age, and buyers must not make the game's content accessible to minors. So when the second game's release came around, a special German version of the game was created, which completely removed all of the blood. Interestingly, despite this censorship not happening to the later titles, none of the other games were indexed either. Tenchu 2 had another gory detail cut out for most versions. It was actually only in the US where players can decapitate enemies' body parts. This censorship even occurred in Japan, alongside the European versions. Now for those attempting to slice off foes' limbs, it does only occur very rarely, and at random. The decapitations were also included in the first game though, but were uncut in all regions. So yeah, the second title got censored in its home country, although the Japanese version has a wide range of other differences. You see, many elements of the game were altered in some way or another, as shown in this example.
Ayame. Your name is Ayame.
You remember! Tatsu! Manu!
Ayame ka.
辰丸、思い出したの。辰丸。
辰丸という男は
I'm sure you noticed how the scene played out differently, with Ayame only diving out of the way in the English version. But did you also spot the change of her appearance? In Japan, the female playable character has their legs completely exposed,